And we back. This your boy Z Energy God, and we are back with a brand new relationship topic. And this is for all the families out there that's trying to repair and actually trying to open up and make the house more calm and more peaceful and bringing that love and that rejoice back to the family. This is a relationship one on one, and I got guests in the building. K Goddess, let me let her in. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. And how are you?
Yo, I have a brand new topic, and it's about the repair of the family of the broken mis communication in the house. Uh, I need your input on how to help the family or give advice in between the repairment of the family and the bringing the love back into the house and how the man supposed to respond to a woman's feelings.
Well, first and foremost, how to restore the family's values. You would have to. Everybody has to come together, and they have to come to an understanding that hey, I'm family, and this is my people. So we're all going to get together on this day and not procrastinate about coming or not showing up. Like they'll tell a person, hey, I'm coming to such and such event, but they never show up. But that's not right. You should show up only if you have the opportunity to show up. I know a lot of people out there, they have like jobs and things of that sort where they can't come. But sometimes you need to take time out for yourself and stand by your family.
Exactly. And I notice it shows in the children as well because some of the children be like heartbroken because their parents is separated or they got some kind of communication where they can see each other on a regular, but the children actually feel the pain more than the parents. But the parents is pretty much like trying to go about writing that book and trying to not leave it closed at times and keep it open and try to repair. There's always room to repair. It just take the focus and the communication and the love. Because if you don't have the balance and the commitment, what you do in these relationships, there's nothing to discuss but being who you are and bringing that love back into the house.
Yes, that's the saying that I say. But the thing is that when you lose that value connection with your family and then the children, it like causes an effect with the children. It's a problem
Yeah.
because they have to, like I told you, they have to come together and then put their differences aside and then realize, hey, this is family. Let's be kosher. Let's be cool. Everybody just sit amongst each other. They just have a good time. That's all they have to do. Don't worry about materialistic things in life or jobs and stuff like that. Just get together and have the best day of your life. That's
I,
all you have to do.
I agree. It always starts like that because you have to be open about doing some kind of family activity or some kind of relationship bond. It had to be set. It had to be a standard set where the house go on one according, because without that.
Most of the relationships are basically like family judge of each other of that sort. You know how family members they'll be like, oh such and such a, a crackhead or oh such and such.
Yeah.
You so who are you to judge anybody?
Yeah.
You don't judge nobody. You just mind your own business and do you. That's what make the stronger you. By you mind
Hmm.
your own business. Don't worry about someone else's downfalls and flaws and all that other things of that sort. Just do what you supposed to do. It's good that you on your high horse. Cause that high horse, the same way you on your high horse, it can get swiped out from under you. You might need that person in the long run.
Exactly. And another thing, money has no impact compared to love and understanding to your family,
Yeah,
because financial gain is no gain to love. If you don't have the qualities and the thoughts towards somebody's heart, it can pretty much impact everybody in the house. A lot of it always aimed to the children because you could see it in their face, you could see it the way they act, or they feel the disattachment between their parents, and they tend to like kind of like be mad and show aggression towards either the man or either the woman in the house. And you don't need that, because you have to it's going to take two to pull together and have a strong house with the home, to bring in that love and restore that balance back to the house.
yeah, but when you see kids doing that, like they veering off from different parents, oh, such and such did my mom like this, and she just disrespected my mom. First off, the kids are never supposed to be in a place where they're around adults. Even though you may be family, they're supposed to play with the other children. And never should family step outside of their character like that. You should do that stuff in private at all times. Don't show your child any of those signs, because by you doing that, you're creating an image inside of your child to become that actual you, which is the mean version of you. They're like,
Hmm.
oh well, if mama did it, I'ma do it too. I'm not gonna let nobody play with me. I'm gonna
Hmm.
talk back. Just like
Exactly.
mama did. That's what I seen.
Uh-huh.
You can't do things like that. You have to do that stuff in private. Call the most grownest thing you can ever do is pull a person to the side and be like, hey, I'm not gonna do this. I'm just gonna leave it at this, but I didn't like the things you did, or I didn't like the things you said. You got to be able to communicate and express your feelings about everything what occurred or what made you mad that specific day with that one person, and to let you know the person. I mean, they really don't have to really be mad like that, because, like I said, most people should just mind their business.
I'm gonna tell you something else I had saw too. When you leave room for negative to knock on your door and enter to your house, it will actually break up that family. But you have to be very strong and have a powerful mind and heart about keeping balance in your house, because that you got the women out there that you know take it out on the man. They want to put him on child support and everything else, leave him to the system, and the system actually destroys the house much further than what is taking place. And that I didn't see a man on like TikTok where he said, "Oh, your mother got your child support. I don't want to speak to y'all no more." He telling his children that. I'm like, man, whoa, wait a minute. You hurting those kids' feelings, because kids have feelings. If you don't take the time out to love them, that karma gonna come back and bite you in the next life, or it's gonna come back to bite you somewhere down the line, because you got to learn how to control your feelings.
Where his aggression had came from was because of the woman, the woman that he conceived the kids with. That's where his aggression came from.
Yeah.
Cause when you put a man on child support when you don't have to, that makes the man angry, and it makes him like, but I do for my kid, but you still want more money. And guess what? The man does not get any more money than what you get at the end of the year. Women
Hmm.
get more money at the end of the year than a man actually get just working.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, imagine a man providing for your kid every day, every time you ask him, babe, look, I needed this, I needed that, and he hand you the money. But guess
Hmm.
what? Child support is in play. And then let's say the man does pay child support. Guess what? The woman is only getting half of what he could have actually gave her in hand.
Exactly. All the system doing is destroying the
They
father.
destroying the family.
Yeah,
They're not destroying like the
yeah,
father,
destroying
destroying
family. Yeah.
a family because
Hmm.
basically it's all about money. They want the man to suffer and the woman to suffer and gain at the same time. And that's not good. Cause first and foremost, you shouldn't be letting nobody in your business like that. And then on top of that, are you a kid? Are you a child? Why should you have somebody regulating your money and controlling your money for you? I don't
Yeah,
want nobody controlling my money.
exactly.
I put everything in my pocket. If I got a decent man that can make sure that he support his baby, I'm perfectly fine. See, most girls do that only because they want their hair, they want their nails done, they want their toes done. They be looking better than their children do. And that's something you should never ever do. If anything, I'm gonna look like a rag doll
Yeah,
before I allow my child to step outside the house and look like trash.
I've experienced a lot of that stuff with these guys going through today, and I can actually talk and elaborate on a lot of them things. I done been through it, you know what I mean. But far as like you putting your foot down, you really can't because you really got to be playing chess every 5 minutes. But you really got to stay spiritually with yourself because it can actually bother you and take you out your place and take you out your element, but you can't allow it. You got to stop and say to yourself, I'm not gonna allow this. I'm gonna straighten this out, and you got to straighten it out the best way you can and be smart about what you make these mistakes because we got to remember these are your kids. So if you're playing with the system, I advise everybody to learn the laws and learn the black law books and know your laws when you come into these courts because these courts will break you down and take everything from you and you will be poor. You be on the street. You be a homeless person. You be actually out of your mind because that's where the rage come in at because they feel like, oh, the court did this to me. I feel like the woman did all this to me, so I got to take it out on her. Everything, because that can lead to a lot of situations. Because I didn't see men go and kill their kids and murder they, what I'm saying, they relationship partner and everything. You know what I'm saying? They don't know no better. They just caught up with it's really a spiritual war and it's the energy that transform and breaks the man down, trying to separate the man, keep him out the house, and they trying to lower the woman more than what it is. You know what I mean?
When you take that man to his forceful energy, like provoking his ego to the extent where he is out of his mind, of course, you can get killed by a man. That's because you took him so far out of his element. He's thinking of all the things he done did for the child, for you to go and slap him in the face with child support and say you're nothing, you're trash, but give me all your money. And guess what? You're still not gonna get to see your kids.
That's that
But
energy.
where DCF,
That's that dead
that
energy.
DCF have their flaws that, and you know what make it so funny is that I see a lot of kids every day out here on the streets just randomly walking the streets
Yeah.
without any adult supervision. But guess
Mm-hmm.
what? That's where the mother is less of a mother, and you're not supposed to have your child out and about without you. Your child should be side by side with you at all times, all costs. That's the reason why most of the kids are coming up missing. And DCF is not playing a part. They're taking babies away from people that don't deserve their babies to be taken away. And then on top of that, these low life women that sit there and always want child support all the time instead of trying to tend to their kids like they're supposed to.
And
That's
downs.
ridiculous. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous. It's not good. But I don't knock the women that put men on child support that don't do anything for their kid. But if the man is doing for their kid, don't put that man on child support. Why should he suffer like that? Why would you want to watch a man suffer like that when he already doing for his kid?
It's really the energy that's transformed from other different broken families, and they using that energy to separate other good families out there. So that's why I be telling everybody it's gonna take a real strong man and a strong woman to come together as two, the power of two. You have to understand and kind of look and observe things too, and kind of like do more communication, do more activities, sit down, take pictures once in a while with each other, you know what I mean, stuff like that. Go to the park, sit with your children, stuff like that. You got to kind of like get away from social media too. If you don't get away from social media, then you gonna be locked in with the rest of them, you know what I mean. You're gonna try to separate
Social
yourself from your
media,
family.
social media is going to be a downfall to a lot of people's relationships, because I mean, because when you put yourself on that platform where
Yeah,
everybody knows about your relationship, there's always something that comes into play where something is going to be provoked, or something is going to be like messed with and tampered with that ain't supposed to be tampered with. And that's what most women lack it. You never let nobody in your relationship business. Everything should be at your household, not on social media where everybody have all their inputs and everything. That's just crazy, because you can actually transform yourself into those type of people. Because if you're feeding off in their energy, that means you're reading their comments and everything every day, and you can actually become those people if you
yeah,
keep doing it. It's like a cycle, because you're saying the words in your head, and then it's actually starting to come true.
yeah. I agree. A lot of things that you can actually create your own awareness in your own house, like whatever you think and whatever she think, it's gonna be like y'all have to come together and think one aspect, one situation, so y'all can both uh have more advancement for your house and kind of like make everything grow. Because we gotta learn to be a family as one. Number two, we got to come together and learn how to love each other, including the children, because
Mm,
you don't want your children to be separated from the house. You don't want to be separated with different feelings towards each other, the parents, because they're gonna have their dislikes
yeah,
and they're gonna have who they like the most, and you
yeah.
definitely don't want that.
If you know you don't, if I'm gonna tell you guys like this, if you know that you don't like that man or whatever, matter of fact, I'm not gonna put it like that. I'm gonna put it like this,
Stop wasting people
so it's
time.
more easier for people to comprehend it. Like, if you get with a man and you date that man, you have to date that man for many, many years to get the understanding if this man is right for you. Just don't go lay up with him and have a baby with him. See if that's the type of criteria you want for the, you want from that man. First, you see if you're gonna like him like that. Wait 2 years, because a person will show their true character of who they are within 2 years or maybe a year. Sometimes people show it way earlier than that. You can tell how they are before you even get with them. But don't just lay up with any man just because he's beautiful, or just because how he talks to you, because all that can change after a while, after so long. You have to take your time with things like that. Watch who you lay down with.
I agree. I agree because it comes to a standpoint of a lot of commitment or understanding. You know what I mean? Because I always try to tell everybody, you know what I'm saying, have a mind full of people's hearts. Because it will come back and bite you either way it go. Take your time inside any relationship. Take your time to know that person. Don't just jump in something real quick and don't know how that person feelings react towards different things. They have their dislikes. They have they different things they understand. You have to learn this person as you go, because you know it builds up and that relationship becomes stronger. Just like you, long distance relationship probably be the hardest ones. It probably be the hardest ones, but definitely you have to have a mind for it. You have to
Long
be
distance relationship
mindset.
do not work like that. They don't work like that. Not for many people, it don't. For some, but not many. Long distance relationships, I don't even think that would be logical because you got to think about it. If you having a long distance relationship, the person stays so far away, they never come and visit you and stuff like that. That's not even a relationship.
Yeah.
That that's just somebody over the phone just conversating with you. It's a difference
Hmm.
when somebody is in front your face in person versus them being far away. If you're gonna be with a person, go be with a person. If you're not gonna be with the person, don't be with the person.
Hmm.
Stop playing around so much. All that jumping from man to man, woman, man, woman. That stuff is sickening. It's tiresome, and
Yeah.
you'll be got with 30, 50 people just messing with one person.
Hmm.
Don't do that like that. Just
Basically,
one
a
person.
lot of people need to stop wasting people's time. Stop wasting people's time and people's energy. If you in it, you in it.
Yeah.
If you're not, you're not. Just keep
But
going.
the thing
Stop
is,
trying to. Yeah.
they shouldn't allow it. Really, it's them allowing a person to go to different people. You feel what I'm saying? Like if you get into a relationship and that person goes and you know get with this person, and then all of a sudden you see them with another person, it's because somebody is allowing it to happen like that. Because
Hmm.
that means that you need to dismiss the relationship and move forward with yourself because that's a bouncer.
Yeah. I agree. And another thing, when it comes to like having space in relationship, you really got to actually pay attention to like allowing people to have a space. Some people like to be smothered. Some people love to be loved. But there's people that like to have their own space, their own time, their own I need to go out by myself. I need to walk to the park, stuff like that. That really comes from them having some kind of miss kind of information, miscommunication in the house, basically. You know what I'm saying? Some type of let me down type of thing. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You can get your space, but when most people want space like that, that it's a problem when they want so much space because that means that you can open up room for other people to enter. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if a person wants space, that means that they're not happy in their relationship. They're not content with the person around them because something at home is making them feel uncomfortable. But when you're able to physically be around a person every day and y'all do daily day stuff every day, always together, and you're happy and you're content, they let you know that you're happy and content with that person. But
Yeah.
if that person's talking about space, it's something wrong.
You
It's
know what? When you first start off in a relationship, everything be
space like having a man's day where all the men come over, they watch football while the girl go out get her hair and her nails done, and then the husband be at the house. Now that's considered as space. But when you start wanting too much space where you just don't want the female around, period, want to pop up every now and then when you please, it's something wrong with the relationship.
elevation. Elevation. Yeah, but definitely this is I know a lot of people be having questions about, you know what I'm saying, the do's and don'ts. There's a lot of do's and don'ts in a relationship, but you just gotta just take your time to know somebody. Just take your time. You don't have to jump fast. You don't have to spread your legs. You don't have to give it up so fast because you want to know that person. You don't know that person
The worst
background.
the worst thing, see, but this the thing about 2022. The women that allow the men easy access than ever before. And it makes it easy for a man to go get another woman that will versus a woman that don't want to. And then the men actually does lose their value because they want a quick woman. They don't want a woman that wants to take her time, but they don't understand that quick woman that's gonna be the quickest woman that ever left.
Yeah. But for as I was saying, there's a lot of stuff out here. When I say take your time, you don't know if that person got any type of illness wrong with them. It could be HIV or anything. Just take your time. I'm
Mm.
just saying because a lot of people like to jump in relationships and don't know the alternative effect. Because you got people out there getting burnt. You got people out here getting like literally catching diseases, and a lie
Yeah,
is
but
more manipulated than a thief.
that's not necessarily their fault. I'm gonna tell you like this. That's not necessarily those people's fault because they lay up with a person that had something. You feel what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you like this. They have they have people out there in the world that trust in other people and they trust them with their body. But that person that had something already knew that they had something. They could have told them, hey, I got this. Are you comfortable with it? And allowed that person to make a choice of their own. But some people are scared of telling people what they have because of the looks and the discrimination that they have against it. But if you know that you're HIV positive, get with an HIV positive person. Don't go and get with a clean person that you know that's clean. That's the dumbest stuff you could ever do. And then why not be truthful to yourself? Because at the end of the day, if you believe in the Bible and y'all so-called Bible and Christianity, and y'all be talking about, oh, thou should not kill, guess what? When you lay down with that person, you have killed that person
Hmm.
inside and out.
Energy
Got so many
exchange.
people out there to say, "Oh, I'm Christian, this, that, and the third." But guess what? That Christian had HIV, but he didn't want to tell his partner they had HIV.
Bingo. A lot of people just don't know, man. It's real out here on this relationship.
It's very
It's real. I done had several friends got burnt, and oh man, you just don't know. I know people out there aware of this, and they friends situations and stuff like that because these things happen, man, on all levels. I mean, it's hard
yeah.
to avoid.
Those, those are considered as evil people, and people don't understand like their process of mind thought is really messed up. But if you got something, be truthful with yourself or go get yourself cured. Don't sit there with that stuff and knowing that you have it and then you messing with this clean person. That's the
Hmm.
dumbest stuff you can ever do.
Yeah,
Why would you want to do that to a person that's a sick-minded person?
yeah. Yeah, before we're gonna close it out on family values of repairing the household love, make sure you take your time with your household and indulge in some activities. Do stuff with your children. Go to the park. Y'all just do stuff together that y'all really like together. Then that family can have you know a beautiful energy that could set the place of the house straight.
Yes.
Anything you want to say on the closeout?
Yeah, I want to say you guys stick together, love your family, always go and visit them because you never know when it's too late to go and visit them. Because you always want to pay your respects. At least you get to see them that one more time before everybody pass on or go away.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, this been a nice podcast, and this is your boy Z Energy, and I got K Goddess in the building, and we are letting people know about the family values and the time that you have to put in your house, the effort, because it goes a long ways. You must come to the understanding of love. If you don't have the love, there's nothing. So, yo, we out of here. This is Tribal Talk and K Goddess, and we out of here. Yo, peace.